According to one technical analyst, XRP is going to flip Ethereum. I'm going to tell you what he says about the XRP versus Ethereum pair, where that dominance number is going, and how long it's actually going to take to do it. Now, to be fair, this analyst is a little bit more biased towards XRP, but nonetheless, he is using charts and numbers to show that XRP has now capitulated in terms of the dominance number. It is making gains on Ethereum. Also, some big news coming out about Bitcoin and the 2014 Mt. Gox incident. Because right now there is 150,000 Bitcoin that is about to be released onto the market, and it is scaring some people to death. So I'm going to tell you how it's actually happening and what it could do to the Bitcoin price, especially on the backs of a big gain yesterday. Hey everyone, my name is Randy. Welcome back to the Late Night Grind. Right now on this channel, we're covering the Ripple versus the SEC case, as well as other cryptocurrency news, investment markets, and personal finance. So if any or all these topics interest you, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the Late Night Grind YouTube channel. Also, if you do three things, I'd appreciate it. Smash the thumbs up button, watch this video all the way to the end, and check out my Patreon, link in the description below. If you are a member of my Patreon account, the pick that I have up there right now is up approximately 10% in the last couple of days, something to keep an eye on. All right, guys. Let's jump into it. Okay, so the big scary news right now that is going on about Bitcoin is that there is 150,000 Bitcoins that is about to be released to the market and potentially sold off. So where is this coming from? Well, back in 2014, Mt. Gox, which was a Japanese Bitcoin exchange, in fact, one of the first Bitcoin exchanges, was basically shut off. They halted trading, and when they realized that they were basically insolvent because starting in 2011, there was a hack in which over 744,000 Bitcoin were stolen from the exchange. Yeah, that's going to do a lot for your solvency. So once they figured that, they shut off trading. The website went completely offline. Billions and billions and billions of dollars were lost. Now, it's taken a long time, approximately 7 years, to get to this point where they finally came up with a recovery plan for all of the funds, all the people who held Bitcoin, all the lawsuits that went around, and how to compensate them. Because there was 150,000 Bitcoins that the Mt. Gox trustee had in his possession. Basically, what they did was they came up with a plan, they put it through the Japanese courts, it was approved, and now they're putting it into action in terms of paying back these 150,000 Bitcoins to the people who previously held Bitcoin on the Mt. Gox exchange, which got hacked and they were lost. So why is this a problem? Well, because at the time, Bitcoin was worth less than $500 per Bitcoin. Now it's worth over 20,000. So what they're doing is using that 150,000 Bitcoin, and they're offering all of the investors or Bitcoin holders at the time, they can either get their money back with Bitcoin Cash, or with USD Cash. This is an issue because let's say everybody wants Bitcoin. They don't want cash, they don't want anything else, they just want their Bitcoin. Well, that Bitcoin is worth significantly more than it used to be. But not only that, there's a scary number that I just saw on Twitter which said even if only 20% choose to sell off these Bitcoins, that 20% of the 150,000 Bitcoins is as many Bitcoins were sold off during the Terra Luna crash, which caused the Bitcoins crash. So there's some people speculating that this 150,000 Bitcoin that are going to market could potentially be dumped on the market. That would cause a drastic price drop. Remember in my last video when I was talking about Bitcoin, in case you haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out. Talk about what Kevin O'Leary says, how you know it's a bottom signal. Well, guess what? If this would happen, you would see a catastrophic wick of basically all of these Bitcoin holders getting their new Bitcoin and selling it off. However, I don't think that's actually going to happen, at least not that drastically. I think a lot of these holders, if you had Bitcoin in 2014 on the Mt. Gox exchange, it's probably because you were early to Bitcoin, like really, really early. Typically, those people are not ones to sell their Bitcoin. They're hodlers. They're the ones that believe in it long term. So personally, I don't think the majority of those Bitcoins are going to be sold off. I think they're going to be given to people who are going to hold those Bitcoin for a long time. Now, there may be some that are dumped into the market. However, I don't think it's going to be as catastrophic as something like the Luna crash was, where they had to liquidate all of their billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. But nonetheless, this is something to watch. It's been going around Twitter and YouTube for a couple of weeks now because it is time for those people to get their Bitcoin back. All right, now let's talk about XRP and how potentially this could flip Ethereum's dominance. Now, this is by technical analyst Defendark. He's a technical analyst that I've mentioned over, well, the past year or so because of some of his analysis and predictions on the price of XRP. And what he's been doing is looking at XRP versus Ethereum. And it's an interesting one because he says he thinks it's going to ultimately flip Ethereum and then it will be onto Bitcoin next. That could be a while, but nonetheless, right now he's looking up charts and showing that right now the XRP versus Ethereum chart is showing that XRP recently flipped after being in a long downtrend against Bitcoin. It recently started trending upward and actually broke out of a long-standing resistance line against the Ethereum dominance. He went on to talk about some of the price points. If Ethereum is about $1,000, XRP would need to be at about 47 cents. For its climb to continue into potentially flipping Ethereum's dominance. So there's a few things going in favor of XRP. Right now, the RSI, which is the relative strength index, a lot of traders use this to look at how good or bad a position might be in to get into a trade. Well, right now, the RSI on the XRP chart is showing that it's above 50% versus Ethereum, and there's a lot of room to grow. It also shows that it's been setting higher lows from a pricing perspective, a dominance perspective, and an RSI perspective, which means it is definitely gaining in the dominance against Ethereum. So some of the higher time frames, as well as some of the Elliott waves that he put on a chart showing the support and resistance levels along the way, shows that over the next 6 to approximately 12 months, XRP could see some absolutely parabolic gains against Ethereum and potentially flip it. Flip it meaning there is a bigger market cap of XRP than there is Ethereum, because at one point XRP was the number 2 market cap of all cryptocurrencies just behind Bitcoin. That flipped when there was a certain lawsuit dropped against Ripple back in December of 2020. So some of these price movements, along with a certain case being resolved possibly by the end of the year, the beginning of next year, and the price spike of XRP that would absolutely ensue could cause XRP to absolutely go parabolic versus Ethereum and pretty much everything else, and at least temporarily jump back into that number 3 and number 2 spot, and Bitcoin up next. So let me know in the comment section down below if you think ultimately over the next year that XRP is going to reclaim its number 2 spot in terms of cryptocurrency dominance behind Bitcoin. And also let me know if you think some of that Mt. Gox Bitcoin that could be dumped on the market scares you a little bit, because some of the price action that could follow a ton of Bitcoin being sold off, well, you never know what could happen, because after all, Bitcoin was just rejected by its 200-day EMA, at least temporarily. So we're going to see what happens with that. But let me know in the comments section what you guys think. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end, for smashing that thumbs up button, and for taking a look at my Patreon account. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next video.